think I'm about to die. This is the big one.
Welcome to the Success Fitness Podcast. I am your host, Christian Evans. This podcast is for women and men over 30 who wants to achieve success in their fitness journey. And I'm going to help you do just that. But first, I got to ask you, have you ever worked out the day after a holiday and it felt like you were going to die? You couldn't breathe. You couldn't get your stride right. Nothing was working. The workout was complete hell. I'm going to share a story with you recently of what I went through and how I got over that. And I'm going to go over with you my 10-year anniversary and what that's all about. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Are you looking for a personal trainer that will focus on you to help achieve success in your fitness journey? If yes, please book your in-person or Zoom one-on-one personal training sessions with me, Christian Evans, at christiansweightsuccess.net.
It's Thursday, July 5th, 2023. I'm on the treadmill running from my life and I can hardly breathe. I am trying to catch my breath. My stomach is cramping and I'm trying to move my feet as fast as I can. And I feel that I'm going to die. This run is very tough. Just last week, I could get past this point without any hiccups, without anything. But today is different. Why? Well, yesterday was July 4th and we partied. We ate, we celebrated, we enjoyed company and the festivities. But I'm paying for it right now. And I'm running this mile. I'm on my 3/4 of a mile, just past that point, and I got about a quarter mile left to go. And I go from speed 5.5 to 6.0. And it's the last quarter mile stretch. I'm trying to get this mile in under 10 minutes because I have a client in the next 15. Thank God it's via Zoom, so I don't have to hurry up and get in the shower afterwards. But I need to get this mile over with. I wanted to, but my earlier client kind of ran over. But that's okay because I know I'm going to the gym later and I can work out and get some extra cardio in there. But I'm second guessing that because I can hardly breathe right now. And I'm trying to catch my breath. I'm trying to get my stride together. I am trying to just endure these last quarter mile pace of this workout, of this cardio. And I can hardly breathe. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm going to die. July 5th, 2013 was my day one of my juice fast when I weighed in at 402 pounds and I knew I had to make a change. And that change came weeks before July 5th of 2013. But I knew that I want to start on that date because the 4th was the day before. And I knew I did not want to miss out on the 4th and the festivities. That was my last hurrah. That was going to be my last day I was going to eat. And I embarked on this juicing journey, this fitness journey that included juicing, that changed my life to where I am right now talking to you in this microphone and you are listening to this podcast. I had no clue that it would lead me down this pathway. And it's been a journey. It's been 10 years since I started. And I've been thinking about that for the past couple of days. And more so since I started this new weight loss journey this past March and was able to drop 60 pounds. And I still have more to go. But when I started this second juice fast or weight loss journey, it made me really think, what have I been doing with myself for the past 10 years? You know, what was it all for? You know, what was the outcome? You know, what were the pros and what were the cons? And I cannot name them all, you know, and that's what's part of the journey. That's the beautiful part about it. There's so many layers. There's so many different things you're going to go through weight loss and weight gain. I never thought I would gain the weight back because I just really thought that, hey, the weight is gone. It'll never come back. I think I was maybe about 30, 31. Yeah, about 31 then. And everything was new. I was just going off of just how I felt at the time. I was just going off of what knowledge that I did have about what I was doing, at the time. And I realized I needed more. I needed more knowledge. I thought that the weight wouldn't come off. And I didn't think the weight was going to come off at first on my day one, but it did. And I'm going to read you off my day one journal that I still have on deck. And I had planned to make that a book years ago, but I just never got around to it. I never got around to it. And that's how I ended up starting my blog, christiansweightsuccess.net, because I said, let me put some of that up so people can see and be with me on this journey, right? I formatted it a little, different. And at first it was just going to be just these documentations of this journal. Every day, starting on my day one, I opened my notes app in my phone and wrote down, typed down, text down, whatever you want to classify it as, my intake and what I was going through, because I wanted to document this journey. And it's been a habit ever since. I still do it to this day. And to this day, it's how I keep myself accountable. So I'm going to go over this day one of my fitness journey. It was 7/5/13. I'm literally looking at this email that I have right now because I saved everything in my email. My day one at 9 a.m. I was 402 pounds. My next entry was, within this day, I'll just read it down to you. Say no breakfast or juice, just water. And the morning workout consisted of 10 minutes on the bike, 20 minutes on the elliptical with a 35% incline. At 10 a.m., I had a detox drink, parsley, 4 carrots, half a head of cabbage. My next drink was a mean green drink, kale, lemon, green apples, ginger, celery. And I drank that throughout the day. And I made pineapple orange with carrot juice at 9 p.m. And that's another story I'll tell you about that one because I'm reading this. I didn't really go over it before I started this podcast, and I'm looking at that and I can remember this exact moment of this pineapple orange with carrot juice at 9 p.m. That is labeled right now Christian's favorite. But my next entry was the day went okay. Got to see how I can do this for 9 more days. I believe I can. I got to stock up on carrots. I feel good so far. So that was my day one. So the story about the pineapple orange with carrot juice is that I had no clue how much juice I was supposed to drink. At that time, I was a cook at a nursing home, and I thought that the juices that I made earlier in that day would suffice. And it didn't. And I remember I was getting lightheaded towards the end of the night. And I texted my supervisor, can I go? I'm not feeling that good. And they said yes. And for some reason, I had this taste of carrots and oranges and pineapples. I'm not sure where that came from. So I ran to Aldi's, got those items, got a bag of carrots, got a head of a pineapple, one whole pineapple, and I got a bag of oranges. Peeled the oranges when I got home, cut the pineapple and threw them all in the juicer. And it gave me about a gallon of juice. And I remember drinking about I think I drank maybe about 62 ounces, 62 ounces of that juice. So pretty much like a half a gallon. And that sufficed me. And I wanted to make sure I didn't break, right? I was so strict. I was very strict. I was very strict about not wanting to chew anything. I wanted to make sure that my intake consisted of all liquids, right? And it was more for a test for me and my mental to see, can I finally tough it out? There have been many times I started diets and stopped. That starting and stopping, and that does something to your psyche. Like, am I a failure? Can I finish anything? Finish what you start. Finish what you start. Something that my mom told me before she left was finish what you start. Finish what you start. And it's still a challenge to me to this very day, but that was the driving force behind me driving over to Aldi's, and grabbing the vegetables and grabbing the fruits and taking them back home and juicing them that night. I'm telling you, I was lightheaded. I was kind of dizzy. Again, I'm 402 pounds and I'm starting this new juicing journey that there's really no real blueprint for 100%. Or at least I just went in like, I can do this. You know what I mean? So let me rephrase that. I'm like, I can do this. I don't need any extra assistance. Right. And that was my first learning lesson, right? Is being prepared for your day. And right then I knew I had to make sure I prepared myself the best way for the best possible outcome for the next day. Because this is going to be challenging. So my day two was July 6, 2013. And this is my weight on my day two, 399. Woke up at 6:15. I feel 50-50. Drank a lot of water. Breakfast juice at 7:30. A half a head of cabbage, 3 kale leaves, half a broccoli. Didn't taste good at all. I'm gonna let this settle in my stomach before I head to the gym for a 30-minute workout. My initial buy of fruits and veggies was $25. I spent $15 last night for a total of $40 so far. I've come to realize that I need more carrots than anything in the basis for a lot of my drinks. My gym weight, I went to the gym at 9 a.m. I was 399 still. And I wrote down that combo juice and water is making me pee a lot. So 10 minutes on the bike, 30 minutes elliptical on a 60% incline. So I went from 35% the day before to 60% the next day. And at 10 a.m. I had a smoothie with fresh juiced apples. So fresh apple juice and blueberries, frozen pineapple, strawberries, and bananas. And that was pretty good. And 5 p.m. juice. This looks like a garbage juice. I would call it garbage juice because it's whatever I had in the refrigerator. So I'm going to name those off. Cucumber, spinach, celery, asparagus, broccoli, carrots, oranges, half a peeled, lemon, cherries, raspberries, blueberries, apples, green and red apples. It said tastes good. 9 p.m. I made a smoothie with carrot and apple juice, frozen bananas, strawberries, and pineapple. I juiced a lot to prep for tomorrow. And by juicing a whole watermelon, it filled a gallon. It filled a gallon jug. I mixed that along with the carrot juice, so it'll be my juice for my smoothies. Went to the farmer's market and Aldi's to get more veggies for $25 total for the day. I peed a lot. I'm very sleepy. Maybe it's because I woke up at 6 a.m. I'm looking forward to day 3. Now, that was day 2. And the last one I'm going to read is the day 3. Because this is when I really knew I was on to something, let alone like I go from 402 to 309 within 24 hours of this juice fast, and I'm down in 3 pounds. And here's my day 3 is woke up 6:40 a.m. Woke up twice to pee in the middle of the night. And I've noticed I've had 2 small bowel movements, no strain though, just a lot of urinating. Drank about 8 ounces of water. And then my first juice of the day, beets, carrots, asparagus, and celery. And I wrote down, copied from my juice book, drink this juice before you go to the gym. Asparagus is high in protein and works better than synthesized protein as found in protein shakes. The protein in vegetables have similar properties as the protein in your body and is thus easier to absorb. The carrots and celery will help you concentrate while working out. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what the book said. And going back to my notes, I've noticed after I drink carrot juice, my skin begins to itch for 5 minutes or so. I'm literally laughing at my documentation. I had a bowel movement about 15 minutes after my first drink, and the weight was $395. So $395. So I dropped 4 pounds within 24 hours. 8 a.m. workout, 20 minutes on the bike, 20 minutes on the stair stepper, and 20 minutes on the elliptical on incline 60%. I sweated a lot. And the pre-workout juice gave me a boost of energy. I noticed a change of my attitude, and I'm not as tense as usual. 9:30 a.m., a smoothie, a carrot, and apple juice, strawberries, bananas, blueberries, and pineapples. Awesome taste. And at 5 p.m., I drank a mean green juice, and I shouldn't have went this long without something. It was right on time, though. So from 9:30 a.m. I did post-workout, and between 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. for some odd reason, I don't know why I went that long without drinking something, but I'm just reading off the documentation from 10 years ago. And at 6 o'clock, 12 ounces of watermelon juice, and 11 p.m. a watermelon and carrot juice smoothie with strawberries, blueberries, bananas, and pineapples. And at the end of the day, I wrote, today was a bad day. I was hungry all day. I'm coming close to cracking, but in my head, I want to lose my first 10 pounds. I juice my drinks for tomorrow, so I should be good for the day. Got to drink more water throughout the day. Quite a bit of peeing today, but not like yesterday. Everything physical in the activity I participate in, I sweat a lot. I uploaded this late due to the fact I had to help my brother with something. And that was my documentation for day 3. And that was 10 years ago. I keep all of this documentation. So I can be reminded of where I started. And if I ever slip up, I have documentation to go back to follow the blueprint that worked for me. Right? And just with that being said, you got to do what you got to do to get where you got to go. And if you can just document down now of what you're doing, you have a better chance at success just in your everyday comings and goings in this fitness journey. Now, to answer the question, if I lost the 10 pounds and when did I lose the 10 pounds, is that I'm actually scrolling through this right now, and I can't see initially where I weighed in on day 4, but let me look one more time at day 5. And so far on day 5, my weight was 389. And so in 5 days, I lost over 10 pounds. And that's when I knew, matter of fact, let me rephrase that. On day 4, I was at 393. I was at 393 on day 4. And then on day 5, I weighed in at 389. So within 5 days, I lost over 10 pounds, and I was hooked ever since. And the energy that I had, it compared to the energy that I had prior to going on that juice fast, was something very different. I went from an incline of 35% on the elliptical to 60% incline on the elliptical, and went from 40 minutes of working out to 60 minutes of working out, and then that was just cardio. I just had more energy. I had more energy to finish. Now, over time, I end up losing 187 pounds following 10 months of the juice fast, off and on. And that led to starting christiansweightsuccess.net, my blog, to share my story, to creating a YouTube channel, to eventually starting personal training, becoming a personal trainer, and then starting this podcast. And the ups and downs you go through with all that, sharing your story, trying to inspire people, and trying to just inspire yourself to see where you can fit into this world at. And made a career out of it, and I've been blessed so far. I've been blessed. I can say that. And over that time, I fell off. I admit I fell off, and it came to a halt on March 14th, 2023. And I had got up to 369 pounds when I weighed in at the doctor's office. And I said, you need to go back. You need to go back to doing what you did to lose your weight initially. And right then and there, I made the decision to go back on my juice fast. And after 2 months, I lost 60 pounds, and I feel great. And I still have more to go, but it made me realize that I've been doing this stuff for about 10 years. This is just what it's going to be for the rest of my life in regards to taking care of myself, in regards to the actual benefits of what it is that I'm doing, the actual benefits of losing weight, dropping weight, and making sure you are putting the right things into your body, or me putting the right things into my body. And that's important. Like, your health is important. I know I started this off as a joking matter. It's like, oh, I'm going to die. It's not a laughing matter, but we have all been there. We have all been there working out where our heart is beating. We're trying to catch our breath. And it's tough. It's challenging to catch our breath because we are, we're doing this workout, right? And we're just trying to catch our breath, but at the same time, we want to endure, right? And all seriousness, I didn't feel like I was going to die. It's just an expression, right? For those who understand, they understand. And put it like that. I'm kind of getting tired of this PC world where you have to give all these disclaimers before you say things, and it makes you overthink. It makes you draw out a sentence a lot longer than what you need to, because people are so easily triggered right then and there. But I don't want to go down that tangent. But that's just what I meant by, I felt I was going to die. And so on July 1st of 2023, it was my niece's 18th birthday. And I knew the 4th was coming up, and I knew that I wanted to eat. I hadn't, just eaten the way I wanted to from the standpoint of letting my hair down. I don't have any hair, I'm bald, or it's just like, okay, I want to enjoy these next couple of days. I got a birthday. The 4th is coming up. I don't want it to be awkward of, hey, no, I'm just juicing. I'm not, eating anything. I've been there before. I've done that before. And it's just awkward. It's just awkward for everybody. And especially as far as for me. So I'm like, you know what? On July 5th, 2013, that's when my day one was. And on July 5th, 2023, that's been 10 years. So I said, after the 4th, eat whatever you want to eat, or on the 4th, eat whatever you want to eat. And July 5th, we're back to it. We're back to it. I ate on July 4th, and I don't have any regrets about it. I don't. I told you all in the past podcast that my body retains water when I eat bad. In the 4 days I was eating, I gained on an average of 3 pounds per day. 3 times 4 is 12. And so my body, jumped up 12 pounds. But over the past 2 days, I've lost 3 pounds each day. Seriously, that's just what it is. I know that information. I know this is what my body's going to do. So with that being said, I do what I have to do. And this is part of your weight loss journey. This is part of my weight loss journey when, you make conscious decisions, you make conscious choices about what it is that you want to do. And you're going to have to pay for it one way or another.
You know what?
I've been jonesing for pizza lately, but I'm trying to get better at eating better, not eating out so much, and subscribing to the we got food at home mentality. So I chose to cook what I bought from Sam's. Salmon prices have been so high, but Sam's had it $5 off today. Last week, I found a bag of quinoa there for about $8. Since my vegetable supply of meal prep was running low, I also picked up some fresh broccoli. By the time I realized it, I had cooked everything in my e-cookbook, What to Meal Prep for Beginners. Not only will you get 3 recipes for one high-protein meal under 600 calories, you'll also get a free workout ebook. Get 10% off when you sign up to my weekly newsletter. The link will be in the description and the link tree in my bio. Download your copy today.
So I'm breathing, I'm running, I'm breathing, I'm running, I'm breathing, and I'm running. And it feels like I'm going to die on this treadmill. And I'm at the 3/4 of a mile mark and I only have 1/4 mile left to go. And my stomach is tight. I feel all of the goodness that I ate the day before on this treadmill. And it's like, you know what you did yesterday. Don't quit. Don't stop. Just endure. Just endure it. Just endure it. And it's almost over. And it's almost over. And I completed my mile. I completed my mile in 9 minutes and maybe like 10 seconds. The week before, I was getting my mile in at about 8 minutes and 53 seconds. Now, this was a buildup from weeks and weeks and weeks to build up to get a mile in under 9 minutes. All right. This is just something that I wanted to do because it's something that I have done. I think the fastest I've ran a mile is maybe 8 minutes and 15 seconds. I need to go back on my Nike app because I haven't really used my Nike Run app for a while. And it has my time in there. And this is my time outside. This is not treadmill time. I feel if you could run outside, that's a whole different beast other than running on the treadmill. And just with that being said, you realize on the treadmill or while you're working out, you're trying to catch your breath. I'm sorry for stuttering. You're trying to catch your breath. You're trying to get your stride back and start all over from having an indulge day. Remember, no more cheat days, no more cheat days. They're all indulge days. When you indulge, that does or can affect your performance the next day. And the thing is that you just have to be mentally prepared for it. How are you going to recover? What steps are you going to do to get back on track? So from yesterday, because today is Friday right now, I'm recording this, and yesterday was Thursday. No, I'm sorry. Yes, yesterday was Thursday, but the 5th was actually Wednesday because the 4th was Tuesday. I'm sorry. And so all of this is if I said Thursday, July 5th, then I'm sorry I have my days mixed up. It's Wednesday, July 5th. So I'm terribly sorry if that has happened. I literally just got off the treadmill from running 3 miles this morning, and I needed to record this podcast because I'm probably not going to have time to record it later on today. Probably not going to have enough quiet time to do it. And while my brain is fresh, it's usually the more freshest, if I can say that. I'm a little bit more sharper right after I work out. And I made sure I got up today, drank some coffee, ran 3 miles. And when I weighed in after, I was 304. So even when I said I gained 12 pounds, that was 12 pounds from 297. So jumped up to 310. And now I'm at 304 right now. So just kind of with that being said, my body can drop the weight if I put the work in. And what the work looks like far as for me in this juicing journey is being on all liquids again and in juices. And sometimes your body needs a reset one way or another. But anyway, it's that feeling when you're working out there where you feel like I'm going to die. Meaning I can hardly catch my breath, not to a point to where you feel like you need a medical person, but it's like, man, let me catch my breath. I wasn't this winded last week, but what's the difference now? Well, I got food in my stomach. I got, my body's retaining water. I got to move. No, you cannot outwork a bad diet, but that does not mean that you do not need to work out. That doesn't mean that you should not work out. That does not mean that you should stop trying to adjust your diet. You know what I mean? People have to finish that phrase, finish the sentence, because it's not an all to end all. There is still hope. There is still time. There is still space where you can correct yourself, correct certain behaviors. And life is to be lived. Life is to be lived with loving family. And however that looks for you is however that looks for you. If God blesses you with another day, then you get up, you make your adjustments, you add more water, you reduce your salt intake or sugar intake or carb intake, however it is, and you just get to work. You just get to work. You make your adjustments. But the bottom line is that you don't stop. I could have stopped on that treadmill, but I didn't. I could have stopped juicing after that day one where I felt like I was getting lightheaded and I needed to run to Aldi's to get some juice. I could have stopped on that day 3 at the end of it where I just felt like I was going to crack. I didn't. It's about perseverance. What are you fighting for? You literally have to fight for your life. So bringing things back to the thought process of, I feel like I'm going to die. Right now, I'm 41 and I'm literally fighting for my life during every workout to ensure I have a better quality of life towards the end of my life. And it's wild that I'm thinking about life and living, past 40, past 50, past 60, past 70, and just like this silence that you just heard, it makes you think about life and the decisions that you make and how important it is to take care of your health. It's important to take care of your physical health, your mental health. And what does that look like for you? Not what does it look like on social media? Not what it looks like in comparison to your friend across the street or your neighbor or whatever. What does it look like for you? Where can you discipline yourself to endure, even though it feels somewhat painful? It's not painful to a point to where you need to stop or you need to give up. You got to go through something. You got to go through some type of pain in order to get some type of joy out of it. And the joy that I got of it was, hey, I finished that mile. The joy I got out of it is, you know what? I lost 12 pounds in a matter of 4 days. Let me keep going. Yes, it was tough. Yes, I was hungry. Yes, I can be hungry, but got to endure something. You got to endure some type of pain in order to get joy. This is what I believe. Things have to literally die in order to grow. Seeds die in the soil to germinate, to grow. That's just how it is. So there are going to be sacrifices you're going to have to make in your life. There are going to be sacrifices that other people may end up having to make for you in order for you to grow too. And these are things that life has taught me. And there may be different lessons for you and how you word them, but this is my journey. This is my life. And this is my assessment of these journeys and the lessons that I've learned from them and what it is that I had to get out of it. And it was tough. And so far I'm learning endurance. So far I'm learning perseverance. So far I'm learning patience, especially this time around. Being 41, being on this juice fast, I'm expecting, a 4-pound weight loss between days like I was when I was 402 pounds. I'm not that heavy, but I'm heavy enough to know that I need to be lighter from a standpoint of I need to reduce some of this weight so I can relieve my joints, so I can clean out my system, and it's just this endurance factor. It's this endurance factor that I'm learning, this mental endurance, this physical endurance, this spiritual endurance. And it's just this fitness journey that can be frustrating. It can get us down, but at the same time, it's what can you endure? Are you going to give up or are you going to pursue? Are you going to stop or are you going to keep going? And how will you deal with it if you do stop? How will you deal with it if you continue to go on? Can you live with yourself if you stop? Can you live with yourself if you keep going? My motto is keep going, keep going, keep it moving, keep it moving. This is what more weight means, is that if it's not making you stronger, you add more weight. There's been times when I've been lifting weights and it's like, this weight is kind of light. Let me add more weight. Let me feel it. Pause. Let me struggle just a little bit with the weight. Because everything in life ain't easy. There's going to be times where you're going to go through some crazy things, but you make your way out of it. When my mother passed in 2008, I had no clue what life was going to be like afterwards, but I'm here now. It's been tough, but I'm here now. When you suffer a loss like that, you have no clue about anything. There's total uncertainty about everything from that point forward. And everything you do is to protect yourself from that pain, but you realize there's no escape from it because it's still inevitable. Eventually it may happen to you. So what can you do? Until then, you take care of yourself. You take care of yourself the best way possible. And if God grants you another day, another hour of life, you spend that time cherishing it. And how I cherish mine is trying to take care of myself, trying to take care of my family, my friends, my loved ones, and try to take care of you. I try to take care of you by sharing my story with you, and hopefully you can get some inspiration out of it. Even some days I may be rambling, maybe not connecting the story the right way, but just listen to what somebody else is going through, what I'm going through, and maybe you can find a gem, maybe you can find a jewel in there to help you keep going on, to persevere and endure. If you found inspiration in today's podcast and would like to support, then sign up to my weekly newsletter, The Success Fitness Newsletter. You'll get access to my new ebook, How Many Calories Should I Eat? It's a guide with resources to find your daily caloric intake to ensure success in reaching your fitness goals. You'll also get access to my private Facebook community, Success Fitness Family, and weekly emails when this podcast publishes every Sunday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. The link to sign up to the Success Fitness Newsletter will be in the description. Thank you for listening to the Success Fitness Podcast. And remember this, if it's not making you stronger, chant more weight, more weight, more weight. Peace out. Imagine a non-pharmaceutical performance device that can help you breathe easy, reduce exercise fatigue, and shortness of breath, all while improving your cardio performance. It's called the Breather Fit. The Breather Fit is evidence-based, drug-free respiratory muscle training, or RMT for short. It's designed to help athletes of all levels, elite military professionals, first responders, and people with physically demanding roles like you to gain an elite performance edge. Unlike most other respiratory trainers, Breather Fit trains both inspiratory and expiratory muscles. The independent dial system allows you to create highly targeted training protocols as well. With over 2 million units sold, Breather Fit is the next evolution in RMT. It was developed from the success of the Breather Health device. It has also been used in clinical applications to help chronic respiratory illness and help patients regain function and quality of life. Simply put, the RMT protocol designed to work with Breather Fit means working out more effectively and accelerated recovery from your workout. With Breather Fit, all it takes is 10 breaths for 2 sets, twice a day, 6 days a week. You can also record your performance to get useful and timely feedback with the Breather Coach app. Breather Fit is your secret weapon to maximize performance and meet your personal best. With Breather Fit, you work hard, but breathe easy. Use my code FITBREATHE at checkout to get 20% off at pnmedical.com/product/breather-fit. The link will be in my show notes.